What's up Saab fans around the world, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we are going for a road trip, and road trip usually means either new car or more car parts, and today we are picking up more car parts, and this is some fundamental parts for the rear wheel drive build. So in this video we are going to go to Stockholm, which I'm heading right now. So to my first destination I have a 5-hour drive, and the clock right now is 5 a.m. in the morning. So bright and early start. The sky is clear blue, the sun is up, so we have a pretty good driving day, but there is going to be a lot of driving, and I'm not gonna bore you too much with it, but I will show you after each stop when I have picked up some parts, and then we are going to do an update in the garage on the rear wheel drive build, so you guys are up to date where we are at right now, and a little bit what's left to do. But we are closing in, and with the parts that I'm getting today we are going to see a different update on the car, let's tell you that. So now just enjoy the drive, and we will see at the first stop what I'm picking up, so stay tuned. Just recently I arrived to Stockholm, and more specific to Tyresö, and the clock right now is 10 a.m. and I picked up my first purchase of the day. So we got, I don't know if you could see, but we got 19-inch BBS challenge rims. They are not perfect, but they will do. Like a quick little refurbish when I have the tires off, and they will be perfect. So the rear wheel drive build will somewhat match the Arctic White that I'm in right now. Both will have BBS rims, and I think 19 inch is just perfect for the OG 95. So, and there was some thread left on the tires as well, so that's always nice. So right now I think we will head over to Tershine, one of my sponsors. So you can see right here, and just make a quick visit and say hello, and then we will move on to the next location, because the next purchase that we are going to do is a little bit bigger than what I got right now. So I hope that I will be able to fit everything in the car. So second stop of the day is done. Met up with Janne at Tershine, got some new t-shirts. These are available on the online store. I think they dropped yesterday. It's like oversized t-shirts with pretty thick material. Looks really nice. So now we're heading to our next stop, which will be the final destination, then I will return home. And now we are going to a place called Gimo, and this is a pretty famous place for NG95s. A lot of NG95s has been to this place and still are. So we will see if I will come through and come there alive with my car back home. So now I have done the third stop for the day, and you can see it behind me. It was a quite tight squeeze in the trunk, but we managed to fit it, so you might see it, but this is a part of the front bumper. So I got a real car kit from the Ford OG95 rear wheel drive build, and we are going to pick this out and see how it looks in its entirety when we get home. Right now I'm a little bit stuck in Stockholm traffic, but at least it's moving, so it's not that bad. But I've driven for like 1 hour and I got 5 hours left to go, so it's just to enjoy the ride, and I will update you on everything as soon as we get home to the garage and to the car, so you can see how the new wheels sit on the car, etc., and how nicely the intercooler will fill out the gap in the new front bumper, which is massive. So yeah, see you in a little bit. So now I'm finally back home after that one hell of a drive. I think this drive is very comparable to when a couple of years ago when I flew down to Germany and drove an NG95 back. It was like something around 1200 kilometers or something like that, and this was very similar, but well worth it, I would say. So start off, we got the BBS Challenge rims. They are 8.5 times 19, so 19-inch wheels, and this is the real deal. There is no fake wheels. Offset is 35, and the tires is no branded tires, it's like some Chinese type of tire, but it has some tread left, and it's 235/35, so it's the correct size, I think. And yeah, they are a little bit rough around the edges, but you have seen before. Just a little paint and a quick refurbish and they will look like brand new. So I threw them on the car and this looks just so good. Of course the car will be lower down, but now you can see that 19-inch will be the best fit. We are still missing the caliper. The caliper builds out a little bit, and this solution with the steering rack is also pretty close to the wheel, but it's not touching, so this is really good. Very happy about that, because I test fitted 17-inch and I test fitted 18-inch and none of them would fit over this solution. So just by these big brakes, the 340 millimeters turbo 6 brakes, a 17-inch wheel actually fits over it, but it's the little steering solution that messes it up quite a bit. But I think the offset is just perfect also. When we lower it down it will camber in, so it will just sit perfect. 80/35, 8.5, and same goes for the rear. Might use a little bit of a spacer in the rear to get that aggressive nice fitment, because right now it sits a bit in, and when we lower it it will tuck in even more. But what do you think? Comment down below. BBS Challenge wheels on a 9.5 just makes the cut. And the other thing that I got, which was the big part to get into the car, is a real car, full real car bumper kit, or whatever you say, body kit. So I have some great plans for this kit right here. It's also not perfect. The paint on it is really bad, but we're of course going to paint it black. And I have some mad ideas. So I'm going to make the center right here. All of this bar right here is going to be carbon fiber. the rear side boxes that will sit on the side skirt like this, which will make the car look a lot lower and beefier. This will also be carbon fiber. And the side skirts that are like twice the height of the OEM aero, and it has a little detail in the back, like a little vent, which gives it a little bit of flavor. This will also set the car down quite a bit lower, and the reason why I actually wanted this is because the gearbox will sit a little bit lower than the floor, because I wanted everything to fit OEM inside of the car. The differential in the rear will hang a little bit lower, not very much, but a little bit. So to have like a pretty flat like body kit around the car will hide everything that otherwise would be like visible from the side. So I think it will give it a really clean look. So the side skirts will also be carbon fiber, so carbon fiber side skirts. The rear parts will be carbon fiber, and the wing for the trunk will also be carbon fiber. And this wing right here is very similar to the Hirsch wing, or the Hirsch wing, that is available at the same Hirsch kit, or the Hirsch kit for the OG95. So I think this will be, it will not be a mad wing, it will be just nice subtle spoiler, carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber, and in the middle of this one carbon fiber. I'm not 100% sure. I have some ideas for different designs using more carbon fiber and incorporating these big vents, but we will see in the end. But for sure there is going to be carbon fiber right here. If you are into the JDM world, and one of my favorite JDM cars is the Mark V Toyota Supra, and the aftermarket front bumper that's named Dulac, I think it's named, has like this really big gap for the intercooler, which I really dig. So this will be my twist, my take of like Fast and Furious Saab, but not so furious. Maybe I will not have like 2 meter high rear wing, and the body kit will be, I will not say discreet, it will stick out, but since it's going to be black carbon fiber at night, it will blend in with the car, and when the light hits you will see the nice carbon fiber details. The wings or the mirror caps will also be carbon fiber. So this car went from being like a stock aero and a sleeper look, because I couldn't fit the 17-inch wheel back. I thought, yeah, just go with it. We will go all in. So this will be a really cool look for the car, and it will bring back that old school look. It's not really old school, but in the days when real cars were popular, I didn't have the money to buy this kit. Now I got this kit really cheap, and it's not like my dream kit, I can't say that, but it will be a really cool look, and it will be cool to have like a real car and to make it rear wheel driven. So this will be a really unique car in a lot of ways. And I'm gonna set up the camera really quick, and I will show you my thoughts by using this compared to using the OEM bumper. So right now you have to use your imagination a little bit. Imagine this sitting on the car being completely black, but with the carbon fiber details at the bottom. And this front bumper will also make the car sit a little bit lower. So we will place the front mounted intercooler so we get the most out of it. So it will sit something like this, filling out this gap down below. And then I have a universal 19 row oil cooler with AN10 fittings. So this will be placed, I don't know which side yet, but we could just play with the thought a little bit by placing it on this side right here. And then in the last hole that we got, I will use that for placing like the air filter. So look at this menacing look. Like the massive intercooler in the front, oil cooler to the left, and then a massive air filter or intake for the turbo. So I think this will be really cool. And I'm so looking forward to get this on the car. It will just be something else, and it will be perfect cooling for everything. So that's what I got today, and you can comment down below what you think about this. I think it's super cool and it gives a really sporty look. One thing I will change though is this net that's right here. This looks like something that's taken from, I don't know, where you keep like chickens and stuff. It doesn't look too good in my opinion. I want black net all the way. But yeah, this will be so sick. And I have also installed a little bit of bits and pieces into the car. So the instrumental panel or the dashboard is back in place. The tunnel down below is welded and sealed up, so everything is coming along really great. I put in the shifter just to get a view of how it will look when everything is assembled back again. I have done some work for the steering rack and for the anti-roll bar. You can see the anti-roll bar is installed. It now sits a little bearing inside after the steering rack, or not the steering rack, but the bar for the steering wheel, so it will not wobble around. And here we have the extension that will be placed up there and go down to the steering rack right here. This box has been remodified and twisted a little bit, so the wastegate will have proper alignment to the downpipe. You can see the tunnel is done. Everything is mounted in the back. The brakes and everything, the handbrake is mounted. The rear calipers are mounted, the brake discs. Everything in the back is probably or almost done. What's left next is to put on the fuel tank, and I have showed you before it will fit up against, so the fuel cap lid will be at the same point as it is stock. I have test filled the oil pan, and it could hold 6 liters of fluid right now as it's designed. So 1.5 liter more than the stock oil pan. So I'm super hyped with this because I just built it like freehand. I had no like measuring or anything. I just built it and it is what it is, but turned out really great. I have started to fit the new injectors. These are SMP 846 cc's from Street Performance. And I got my buddy Gerard to modify. This is a Saab 9000 fuel rail, which has been modified with AN6 fittings. And I got some fuel lines from Max Speeding Rods. So there will be a link down in the description, and Max Speeding Rods will give you 10% discount on your purchase. So these are steel braided PTFE lines. So this is for E85 fuel. And there are certain couplings or AN fittings for these type of lines. And if you buy this on a regular like web shop, it gets really expensive, because usually you buy this by half a meter or meter price. And you need a couple of meters to go from the fuel tank there to the fuel rail in the front, and then you have to have a return line as well. So in one kit you get 20 feet of fuel line, and you got an assortment of couplings that will last you longer than the actual lines, because what you will need is like couplings in the rear, maybe for a fuel filter, and then for the fuel rail. So there will be a lot more couplings than you actually could use. And I got AN10 lines and AN10 fittings, AN fittings for the oil cooler and the oil filter. So I will relocate the oil filter, and that's is a process in the works right now. The engine is out and apart. I'm just waiting for the cylinder head, then I will put on the timing chain, assemble the oil pan, and yeah, just seal everything up, install the new clutch, install the gearbox, then throw everything back in the car and try to connect everything to make sure it works and it's connected. So there might be some hours to put in while connecting everything back, because some of the lines maybe needs to be shortened, and some of the lines might be extended. We will see what we end up with, but the project is coming along very nicely. There is a lot of hours that has been put in, and there is still some hours to put down to get this done, but it's coming along, and now we got some really cool and epic stuff. And I have been waited to buy these wheels because I wanted the right wheels straight away without buying like a shitty set that I don't want in the end. So I ended up purchasing these. So now I have BBS rims on this car, on the white car. And I also got a new radiator, which is significantly bigger than the stock one. Look how thin this is compared to this new one. And the reason why I bought this one is because I want the fittings on the opposite side. If you look at the OEM Saab 951, you have the top one at the top, the right one at the top, the left one at the bottom. But I want it to be opposite. I want the left on the top and the right at the bottom, since we have turned the engine. So the thermostat housing will sit on this side pretty high up under the intake and go out to the radiator in the front right here, and from the water pump it will go down here to the water pump. So I don't want like crisscross lines everywhere, so that's the reason why I bought that one. And it's fully aluminum, it's bigger, it will keep the coolant colder. So just positive things, but yeah, we got some work to do, and now we got a lot of parts. So just to throw in the hours, but I think it's coming along pretty good. So that's it for this video. I'm super tired. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, it means a lot to me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!